Hey yo, it's your boy Cowboy here, and I have to re-record this whole video because my microphone was off. What? Crazy. This year has been a wacky year for me, and probably for you, and for the world, as well as gaming. But before we usher in the new year, I would like to take a moment to reminisce on my top gamer moments, or games, if you will, of this past year, 2022. Jesus, it's already 2023, or it's about to be, and like I'm going to be 23 years old, and now this list is a little bit of a hybrid in terms of most of the games on here were released this year, in terms of like fully released, or started to be released, or they did not come out at all this year. It's just more importantly about what I played and what I really wanted to talk about, and games that kind of stuck out in my noggin for this this year here. Now, funny enough, this game will appear in another video discussing the most anticipated games of next year, because it just came out in terms of it just hit like early access, like public playtest, only a few months ago. But boy, did it come out of the gates swinging like a big big sword on a foe that you're fighting in the dungeon. So every month, this game releases out into the world for one weekend, for a public playtest, right? And every time it's like opening a present on Christmas morning, because it is such a fun, enjoyable experience. It's just magical. Think of like Tarkov, but Dungeons and Dragons. So like an extraction royale, or a high risk, high reward shooter, looter shooter, but with swords and magic and bows and skeletons and ooh, scary ghouls and goblins. The monsters are extremely unforgiving. The looting is super fun. The PvP is intense. It's just definitely one of the coolest projects that have come out of the year, and is definitely something to keep on your radar, which will be touched on in the other video. But man, it's just if you haven't heard about it yet, I hope that you check it out. It's really cool. The dev team seems like they're taking their time with it. They know what they're doing. They just want to make something really neat and gnarly. I definitely recommend trying it with some friends. Like I said, it can be extremely punishing, and it can be extremely punishing as a solo player, especially. So if you can, try and get a group of I don't know, merry men to go into the dungeon with you, and just keep watching this baby grow. Every playtest, they add something new, or adjust a feature, or do something. So every time you hop in, it's kind of a fresh experience. But yeah, check it out. It's free right now. I think the playtest is happening currently. So hop in there, and I'll see you in the crypts, you little goblins. Boy, oh boy. I feel like I've been waiting for this game my whole life. I don't know what it is about it. One, I've been following this game since it first like released in early access, I think over 2 years ago now. And it's just one of those titles that I every time I've played it or hopped in, I get so enamored into the world of it. But this year it finally released its full version, and it's like, think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets a like hardcore survival game, like an Ark or a Rust. It's such a like, duh, it makes sense on paper, but like I don't know why no one else had done it yet, right? With its cartoony like late 80s, early 90s aesthetic that it does lean into very well, and I think it adds a little bit of humor and enjoyment to the game, but also at the same time, it's can be so terrifying because of like the spiders. The spiders are freaky deaky, dude. They're crazy. And if that doesn't sound enjoyable to you, they have an arachnophobia slider. So if you have a big fear of spiders, you can just like boop. You can like make them like blobs instead of like terrifying creatures that are nightmare fuel. But yeah, this game actually, I think, really provides a whole lot of fun for a whole family, right? It's punishing enough, and it can be really hard, especially with the difficulty setting, for any like veteran gamer that's looking for a challenge. But at the same time, with its childlike aesthetic, it could be enjoyed by someone of a younger caliber too. A lot of people on the subreddit, you see it's like, oh, I'm playing this game with my son and my daughter and blah, blah, blah. It's definitely worth to check out now that it's had its full release. I think you'll get hundreds of hours out of it if you're really into this type of game. It's one of those really good survival games that just I think anyone that's interested in the genre should look at. It's the barrier of entry is super low, just like with most of the games on this list. It's available on Game Pass right now, and definitely check it out. It is one of those. I love that game. I wish there was more content so I could keep playing it, if that makes sense. Just because the loop of it is so enjoyable to me. Who would have thought? Me talking about the Cycle Frontier? No way. On this YouTube channel? Even though I don't play this game that much currently, I kind of fell off. This is another one of those extraction royale looter shooter games that I think is a great addition to have in the space. And I've talked about it at length in my review of it and everything like that, which, you know, a lot of those factors that were in the review that kind of discuss, you know, the bad and the ugly of it, I have been dealt with since that video. The dev team has done a really good job at, you know, getting everyone's criticism and making the adjustments that they need to make a really solid game. And I think at its current place, it's extremely healthy in terms of what it is, and its loop, and its content is solid. And it's definitely one of those things that if you're into the genre at all and you haven't checked it out, it's kind of weird. It's a free-to-play game. It's not disgusting with its microtransactions. It's extremely fun. It's extremely addicting, and I look forward to the new year and what content it will bring so I can put another 250 plus hours into it. It's just really good. And for any other content creators out there, their affiliate program or their like content creator program is probably the best one I've seen a game do, in terms of like having the partner and then the affiliate tiers. And I talk about it at length in my full review of the title. And that one, you know, that video probably deserves an update at the current state of the game that it's in, which maybe we'll do, maybe we won't. I don't know. But really good game. It's free to play. Check it out if you like extraction royales, looter shooters, whatever you want to call them. Good one. Good game. Yeah. Mwah. Come on. You know, like this one's kind of just like, you know, what did you expect, right? I mean, it had to be on here. Like, listen, I don't know anyone that's actually like played the game that wouldn't put this in like one of their top games of all time, like at least a top 10 most likely. It is so good. It's just. I mean, you saw the Game Awards. You know, shouts out Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, thank you everybody.
You know what I mean? It deserves all the praise that it gets. And a lot of people talk about it as like it's like the first game that I've played that's like fully complete on launch in years, and that was pretty true, honestly. Like, you know, I've only done one playthrough of the title, but in that one playthrough I just really like tried to get every sliver of content out of it I could. I mean, I hit like 150 hours on it. I did every side quest for the most part. There's something you can, you know, I have a YouTube video on the side quests and everything, but every side quest, fought every mini boss. I even like just I was so in love with the world and just like playing the game that I would just grind for hours, like weapons from like enemies, because certain ones drop from. So like I have like every item that you can get in the game. It's just really good. And if you haven't tried it, like I don't know what you're doing. It deserves all the praise it gets. And I don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about this, because I feel like we all know. I'm just gonna move on. There's enough content on Elden Ring already. Moving on. Skateboarder. I know. Whoa, look at the cool guy over here. He can do a trick on a board. Oh, really fucking cool. I know. But the thing is, with anything that involves skateboarding in video game, I'm in. I'm a sucker for it, right? Now, as opposed to those like, you know, other skateboarding games like, you know, the Tony Hawk titles, Skatebird, you know, even the Skate franchise. This game is different. This game, in my opinion, is the first skateboarding simulator, whereas the titles that I previously mentioned could kind of be viewed more as like an arcadey style, especially the Tony Hawk and like that style of gameplay where it's like trying to trick combos and get the highest score and everything. Skate was so revolutionary when that came out just because it felt like the most realistic skateboarding in a video game could be, right? With the one thumbstick trick input. This game just takes that to a whole nother level. One, you control it with two sticks, so it's like your 2 feet. Two, like everything is customizable, and what I mean by that is like it's a simulator. So everything from gravity to how much alignment you need to actually lock into the type of rail. And how that affects your trucks, and then you can adjust the truck tightness, and you can change the size and the hardness of your wheels, and your boards get scratched up, and it has freestyle tricks, which is like, if you know skateboarding, like that how would you do that in a video game? It's crazy. You can do so much. And so for anyone that is a skateboarder, into skateboarding, and wants to, isn't going to go out and fucking shred the gnar that day and is taking a breather, or it's raining or whatever, this is like the new replacement for Skate 3 for you. Like, this replaces that. This is the best skateboarding game ever, honestly. The dev team is super small. I think it's like maybe 5 people. It might be like 7. It's been in early access for a while, but it had its full release this year, and I highly recommend you check it out if you're into skateboarding. And it's just really cool, and all the Jenkem mag is in it. It's just a really neat title. So go give it a look-see, will ya? Spiders, guns, lightsabers. I mean, like, what more could you ask for, right? This game kind of came out of nowhere. I forgot what I was doing. I was playing something else, and my friend like hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to try this demo of this game with me?" And I was like, sure, what the hell? So I did, and we popped in this game, and fuck, it is so fun, dude. Like, the game had a full release after that demo, and it's available on Game Pass now, which is crazy. It's one of the funnest like multiplayer experiences I've had in a really long time. And what I mean by that isn't like multiplayer like a COD or a Halo or a Cycle Frontier. Like, I mean multiplayer in the sense of a similar experience of like a Mario Kart or like Boomerang Fu or like Smash or any of those, right? Where it's like a more of a couch co-op-y type multiplayer. This is something you'd fight your friend in with a controller on the couch, and it is really enjoyable. The dev is like one dude, I'm pretty sure, and I don't really need to say too much about it. It's just something to pop in with your friends and play. There's nothing like trying to like fight your homies as a spider, and like you have a pistol, and you are trying to trick shot and flip and like throw the gun and catch it and shoot it again. It's just a really neat experience. Now, it's not something you're going to get hundreds of hours out of. That being said, the esports of this game would be fucking nuts. I would love to see that, but it's definitely a title to check out if you ever want to do something with your friends, or just play like a game 1v1 sitting on the couch with your homie or whatever it is. And there's no like microtransactions. It's like a full game. You can just play the game and unlock cute little hats for your spiders. I personally rock the cowboy hat. That's my thing. But yeah, check it out. Spider Heck. Boom. Love it. And finally, we have some honorable mentions here really quick. Just some things I wanted to throw out there. One, Call to the Lamb. I haven't finished it yet. I started it on stream like a month ago, I think. And I'm about done with it. Really good roguelike game. That one also had a lot of hype going around it, and I think it deserves it. It's pretty short and sweet. I honestly was thinking it was going to be a little more in depth with the whole like building your cult versus like the actual roguelike adventure of it. But if you're into that sort of thing, I would compare it to like Moonlighter if you've ever played that. It is a really enjoyable roguelike adventure, fun time, pop in, deal with your little cult, go and fight the boss type thing. And the art style is incredible on it too. It is a very solid game and deserved the hype. Another one for me is going to be Sea of Thieves. That's just because, it's an always online game, so it's always developing and new things are being added. But if you're one of those people that still don't understand that game has changed so much from launch, it's now like a very good game and has a lot of content and a lot to offer you. I'd highly recommend you check it out, or at least do some research on it. It is a great game. It's very fun. It's think of it as it's a sandbox game where it doesn't tell you exactly what to do when you go in, but once you start getting into it, and if you like having fun with your friends or, being a pirate, it's got both of those boxes checked for you. And then also another big one, which I was tempted to put on the list, but I don't think it hasn't fully released yet, and it hasn't had too much splash except, it had a big update, is Valheim. And we're currently doing a playthrough of that right now on stream. It's the second season of the Valheim SMP, so we have a bunch of streamers in there and everything like that, and we're just having a blast. We haven't even gotten to the new content yet that they added, the Mistlands update. Yeah, it's just, Valheim's one of my top 10 games of all time, I think. So, and I don't talk about it enough, but man, it is such a good game, and it's a great time to pop back into it if you have played it before, and if you haven't, definitely check it out. It's super good. But we'll probably talk about Valheim at a later date. So those are my top games of this year. I feel like the list didn't have too many surprises, but also just compared to a lot of the lists I see, a lot of people don't. I don't know. It fits. It's very fitting for the type of games that I enjoy, for the things that are on here. A couple surprises like Spider-Heck, that came out of nowhere. That game is awesome. Check it out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What were your top games of the year? Throw that in the comments below. Do you agree with some of the games that I have? Do you hate any of the games? Do you hate me? Don't tell me that. But if you dislike any of the games or whatever, feel free to let me know why. I mean, there's valid reasons, I guess. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, except it might be wrong. But I'm just kidding. But let me know what your guys' top games were in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video. Okay? Bye-bye.